How did I get started with photography? It was really innate. Honestly, photography found me. We linked up. It feels like my destiny to just capture moments like in that way, you know? But when I really take it back to first memories of taking pictures, I remember there was this little red camera that my family had. And I don't even think I wouldn't even refer to it as like the family camera because we weren't like taking family photos on it all the time. I think it was honestly just my mom's camera, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, it had to be a Canon. And I remember taking pictures of myself on it. Like, that's the first memory I remember having with a camera. So when I remember that, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, that is what I was playing with and fidgeting around with before we had phones, before we had social media and stuff. Because you think back like, what was I before like all of these interests and things like that. But yeah, when I really take it back, I'm like, photography, capturing moments, because that built in and transcended over time into something totally different. Like me with the DSLRs and the film and everything else, it's pretty insane. But yeah, I just found photography. Me and photography truly linked up, capturing moments in its essence. I'm just like, yeah, I remember just when me and my brother were signing up for social media, I wasn't uploading I mean, sometimes I was trying to figure out how to like upload the picture I took and make that my profile picture. I'm like, how are people doing this? And that was super tedious at the time because, you take a picture on a camera, it's on an SD card, you have to import the SD card, import the photo, somehow drag that over into Facebook. Like, at the time, it was mind-boggling, but I took the time to understand it. So, yeah. Just reminiscing on how I got into photography, but really this main video is here to answer two questions: how I got into photography and how you can get into freelance photography and land freelance gigs if that's something you want to do. First and foremost, I say you're gonna need to practice. And how are you gonna practice? By taking pictures of any and everything that catches your eye. It can literally be a pile of laundry. The roses over here that my lovely boyfriend got me. I wish I could show y'all. I'll import a picture. Things in your room, like, I really pride myself on using what I have at my disposal to create an entirely new vision, an entirely new scene, because I didn't have expendable resources. I mean, what normal everyday person, who really does, unless you're rich, right? So I'm like, it's also a challenge. It's sort of like a thrifty challenge. I'm going to see what I can use at my disposal, what is in my immediate vicinity, and what I can capture. So I took this deeper and I said, okay, friends, family, let me take some pictures of you. You want some pictures taken? And of course I had to start for the free because I needed to get a name out there for myself. I needed to start by just taking people's crispy, nice pictures to the point where everyone knew, oh, you're the girl who takes pictures. You take pictures, right? Like, this is high school now. Like, we've moved on up. Oh, you want to take some pictures? Like, did you bring your camera? Like, I was known as having a camera with me. Not saying that you have to do that, but it definitely helped because people associated me with photography, cameras. Even now, it's, you still taking pictures? Like, yes, I'm still taking pictures. Book me a cross caption. No, let me stop. But for real, start with friends and family. If you're into, especially if you're into portrait photography, because you're going to build up your clientele so much quicker. People are going to look at their photos, and when they post that on Instagram, the people you don't know that they know and they follow are going to be like, oh, this is a photographer. These pictures are amazing. Oh my God, who took and that's how networking starts. After you build up your name and you get a nice little clientele, which isn't really clientele because it's free, you can start charging a small fee. I began with $20 photo shoots, which I cringe at because, girl, you need to be charging more if you want to know your worth and start getting paid more, But I really built up on the tiers of photography. I was like, $20, $50 shoots. But now it's definitely like $100, $150 for a headshot. Like, I need to make the money back that I put into renting a studio or, you know, my camera equipment, the hours it's going to take me editing. I know that now. It took me a while to get over that hump, but it's like, listen, when you see the skill and you know the worth, you're going to pay it. You know what I mean? But you're not even there yet. This is for beginners. Friends and family is where you're going to start with. Even yourself, bonus points for self-portraits, because I did self-portraits, and the crispier and nicer they are, that's just bonus points though. Like if you have a real passion for this, because you're going to need to be setting up the studio in a sense, doing your own hair and makeup most likely, and props, bringing the vision to life. So again, if you're down for the challenge to use what you have at your disposal, maybe you have props, maybe your little sister is really into like crafting and stuff, and who knows, makeup, like, you know, use what you have. Maybe you're good at makeup. Boom, start taking some self-portraits. The more you take, the better you're gonna get. It's inevitable. You know what I mean? Setting up the camera, setting up yourself, posing, tilting your, like, it all comes naturally. But that's just the bonus for self-portraits. If you don't want to take pictures of yourself, which I totally understand, you don't have to, friends and family. And if you have no friends and family, take it a step inward. Siblings, your favorite cousin. And then if you're an only child, at that point, I'm sorry, you're probably going to have to suck it up and learn how to take some self-portraits or find some models on the street at that point. I have anxiety. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're going to have to get out there and take some photos. But yeah, what else? What else can I say for getting into freelance? Obviously, the apps out there like Fiverr, Upwork. This isn't too much of a shout out because, you know, I'm not promoting for them, but I have gotten some gigs off there just to see if it was possible, you know. And most recently, UGC, because brands still want photos of their products and stuff like that. But a lot of UGC is video, so we're not even going to get into that. But if you can find a photo UGC gig out there, that's definitely going to get your photo. That's definitely going to get your photography up there. You can also reach out to people directly via the DM. Hey, I'm a local photographer. I was wondering if blah, 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 blah. That one I haven't done too much, but I am interested to see how that goes because it is going to be for my cross captures page. I have all my photography right there. I kind of want to do that more, but I heard pitching yourself. I mean, come on. I heard that's a good way to get out there to local bars if you want to do like food photography. Uber Eats, that's another one. I do Uber Eats photography. It's a gig out there through Smart Shoot Photography. They get you in. You do have to upload a portfolio, so if they deem your photos quality worthy, I don't know how they judge it, but that's another way to get some photography practice if you're into food photography. You can also join a photography group, you know. Instagram, you're able to make big groups, Facebook groups, Chicago photography groups. That the community outreach is honestly amazing for the photographers out there. Like, just think about it. Social media is like all photography. Like, I'm sure you can find a support group out there. Questions and you want to know something like, how much should I charge? Or like, what do you guys do for this? Peculiar situations. Like, I have a client doing this and asking this. I mean, now you sort of have Chat GPT, but like, there's nothing like a community-based, you know, getting several different answers. I love it. I recently joined the Black Women Photographers group. I recently joined the Black Women Photographers group in Chicago. We had a meetup in like 2023, and I've been going to their meetups ever since, if I can make it. And yeah, we have a group chat on Instagram, so sometimes I'll shoot a question in there, you know, just to see if they have any recs or anything. Hello, it is me editing Mark Hoye. I totally forgot to mention that they may also provide opportunities for you to shoot. Like, hey, I need a second shooter, or anyone want to volunteer for this? Anyone looking for this? Like, it's super, super helpful. They provide so many recommendations, things going on in the city, like, hey, this is going on. It's very educational and gets you involved in the city. It's amazing. If you are in the Chicago area and you are a photographer, please check them out. But seek them out in your own city if you're not. I had to mention that because they are an amazing resource. I'm about to get back on my photography game, so they're going to be seeing me a lot more in there. But it's just nice, you know, just to have a community to ask questions to. So look out for that as well. I'm trying to see what else I can add. I'm sure I have more tips. I really didn't even write anything down for this video. I just hopped into it and started filming. But yeah, definitely at the end of the day, get your practice, find your style. And you don't have to find your style right away. Just take pictures of what you like to capture and then start messing around with other fields, like taking pictures of food, seeing if you even like photographing food. Same with portraits and just like items, products. It's really just following your curiosities and seeing what works for you and stop. Like, that's the beauty of photography, you know? You can just take a picture of so many different things and see what genre it is that you like and what you're drawn to. And then you don't even have to stay in one genre. You can capture whatever you want. I don't want to say it's easy and it's simple, but like, it's so much like follow your heart vibes. So funny during like Love Month and Valentine's Day, but yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna be putting out more photography content, so definitely give this a thumbs up. If you guys have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. That's gonna be all for this one. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Also recommend looking into part-time photography jobs. I used to work at JCPenney Portraits, and they definitely taught me a lot. It was one of my favorite jobs ever, honestly. Just the setup and everything, getting to run a studio by myself and like picturing, like, is this, maybe I could do this. Like, maybe I can run a photo studio someday. And it's like, oh, I actually am running a photo studio today. Like, don't get me wrong, some days would be super chaotic, but at the end of the day, the techniques that they taught and just the framing and shooting big groups and just, you know what? Shout out to you, JCPenney Portraits. I definitely could have got a couple more years out of y'all, or y'all definitely could have got a couple more years out of me, rather. But personally, just the location that I was at was just falling apart, and the management, so we won't even go there. Time was up, and I think I've sailed. The ship has sailed. I have many different other things I'm involved in now, so I'm chasing those passions. But yes, a part-time job will help you immensely. Maybe even a full-time job if you can find one, but a lot of these photography jobs are part-time. Hence the video of freelance tips. I mean, it's freelance, you know what I mean? You're going to pick up gigs here and there unless you're like locked in as a photographer for like a celebrity or even a game. I don't even know, like, I was gonna say even a game team, but like, even then I feel like it's all 1099 gig work based. Like, I don't really know any permanent photography jobs. If you do, let me know. Leave some in the comments. I'm genuinely curious. I am a photographer. You can see my work at Cross Captures. I'll link it in the description below. So I'm always on the hunt for freelance gigs. So in short, I'm just gonna recap really quickly. Start with your practice. Take pictures of any and everything in your house and around. Anything that piques your interest, take a picture of it, study it, okay? Through studying it, you're probably going to want to edit it. You're going to learn some editing. That just comes with the flow. Start with friends and family when you do start taking photos, okay? Charge accordingly. Maybe you'll do better than me. I don't know. Whatever your heart desires, that is what you charge. You'll learn soon how to charge accordingly. Maybe get a part-time job in the photography-related field. I'm sure they're not going to let you do a bogus job taking these people's photos, so you're going to learn a thing or two, and you're going to get paid a little bit. That's some incentive. Look into the freelance gigs. I just named Fiverr and Upwork, but I'm sure there's a bunch more out there. Pitching yourself is sort of a bonus one, ties into that. And with doing these, you're inevitably going to make a name for yourself. You know, people are going to know you take pictures. You're trying to take pictures at least. So hopefully, with that being said, all of that combined, you're going to inevitably begin freelancing, working your way up and around in the photography world. So yeah, that was a light little recap. Again, if you have any more recommendations or suggestions on what you did to become immersed in your freelance world, leave a comment below and let us know. And yeah, otherwise, that's all for this one, y'all. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.